Okay, so who wants to show the games first? Abhishek, you want to?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so
Okay. Let me show the last game I played.
I'll open up your game on my screen,
Okay.
and I don't think you have added me as a friend yet.
Let me check what's.
You're newbie Abhi, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I sent you already. You already have an invite, so you should be able to see it on your screen somewhere.
Okay. Okay, I'll just send you a game. I'll put it in the chat though, so it's much more easier to see. Can you see the game?
Okay, yep.
This is just I played couple of hours ago, so I think I did well.
Okay, I'll share my screen so other people can also follow along.
Review started.
Okay, so you're playing black. Okay, good start. So over here, you're making sure that white remains split in two parts. Okay, still good. So maybe a slightly better move. You know that you can capture the stone pretty easily. So why don't you just
Yeah.
go into his area a bit more? Because this is as good as captured. So now you're going into his area for free, and you're putting threat on this stone also. This is also fine, safe. Okay, so a5. This I think you can ignore pretty safely. Why can you ignore it? So what can this stone do? Is it about to capture something?
No, yeah, I
So
thought since there was another stone in like C, so there was a possibility for development. So I just want to like stop the development. So that's why I played A6.
okay, so suppose you play elsewhere. What are you afraid that white could do? How could he develop a
Nothing else, but I just maybe I didn't want to get into a situation where I had to like invade this space. So I just making I was like uh, let's say
overcautious?
overcautious on that front, I guess.
Okay, so now let's just look at possibilities. What could white have done? Suppose you kept passing. So the only place that this white stone can go to is a6 or a4. Suppose he goes to
I think
a6. So now he's getting closer to his e8 stone. So now is a good chance, good time to block it off. If he started going the other way, you can still surround him like this. If he still goes out, you don't really care because what is this about to do? It won't capture anything, and it's not about to connect to any other friends also. So you this if he goes in this direction, you can ignore the whole thing. If he tries to connect up with his upper stone, you can block it off. So instead of this, why not just capture him first? This also captures him and starts getting you into his territory. Okay, you did it now. Okay, so same reasoning as before. What could
Yeah.
B9 do?
Nothing. There was not much development, so he was pretty much in a dead situation. So yeah, I thought maybe just it's best to like capture and make sure our territory is much more stronger. So that's why I intended like to cut the stone as the earliest convenience.
Okay, so let's try to compare territories right now. Black has about this much, and white has this much. Who seems to have more territory?
White seems more territory.
Yeah, so one part of go is if you think you're ahead, don't try to play aggressively. If you think you're behind, you have to start in being aggressive, reduce his territory. So this would have been a good time to try and reduce him. So can you come up with maybe a couple of options you could do, and I'll mark them down.
Here I would have started with.
And everybody else, you can also give options. I can't keep chat open, so I can't see chat messages, but anybody else can say out what they see in chat.
I would have started with, uh, let's say, I would have started with E2.
Okay, one option. Give me two more options.
F8.
F8. Okay, one more option.
G3 can be done.
G3. Okay. Anyone has more options where they would like to play next?
Mm, how about F2?
Okay, so these are the four options you have come up with. Now let's try playing each of them in turn and see what happens. So first is A. So what is white gonna try and do first? Make sure that you can't connect. Now how you as black would like to follow up?
I would have played D1.
D1. He just tarries you.
I would have gone, what? Uh, no, E1 doesn't give
E1
anything.
doesn't work
So,
because now you are trapped.
yeah.
And this is not bad, but still your original move got captured, so that was a waste. Another thing that white could do is just walk into your territory like this. And these two stones are sort of cut off. So E2 not really such a good move because you're not connected to anything and you're too close to all the strength of white. Alright, option number 2. Now this F8. This is well connected to a strong group like this. What could white do? White can at most say that you can't come to my area. Can I come in here? No, you can't. Can I come in here? No, you can't. Can I come in here? No, you can't. So what did both sides get out of this? Black got this much and white lost that much. So both sides, this is a very good result for black. Do you think white could do anything else in this situation? Any other ideas?
Mm, White.
So yeah, I don't think there's anything else white can do other than keep blocking black. So this loses white about 10 points and it gives about 4 points to black. So I would say that F8 is a good move. Next we come to C and D. C. Black plays here. What is black threatening to do? Black says, haha, I can live in here and I'll try to take away your corners. So now this will be a challenging fight for black. Why will it be challenging for black? Because
because
there,
it's invading into the white's territory,
yep,
and since it's isolated, it would be difficult to make connection with the existing.
correct.
Or yeah,
So it will be very a hard fight for black, but black does have some hope because black has a corner, and as long as black has a corner, there is a chance that he can live over here. Now, what do I mean by live? That will come to in the next part of the session after we review a couple of games. So G3 is a good fighting move. Both sides will have to play well, and whoever plays better will win the game. And now for D. D sort of has the same problem as A. It is too close to white, and white can just do this and make sure that black can't really enter his territory in any way. So let's see what happened in the game. You took that. While you're doing something. So over here now black can say, I want to come into your area. So black can like start going into this area here. What can these white stones do? Nothing much. Why cannot they do something much? Because they're totally behind black lines, and whatever white does, they can't really capture black. So let's say white has an infinite number of moves. He plays here, 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 and then finally gets to do this. Then this black cross sign will get captured. But will black ever allow white to get so many actions at once? No. Black
no,
will
I
keep
don't think
defending. So this is not a realistic possibility that white will be able to do anything with this corner group. So that's something that black can ignore. Okay, now you jump in. And for the reasons I said originally, nicer to jump in here because it's a bit further from white's thickness. What's thickness? It's a fat wall of stones. Okay, now we can do another game because I don't think any of this really survives. Yep, so you managed to live over here. Okay, so let's take a look at some other game of yours. Which one should we look at? Maybe one in which you lost.
yeah. This one has got. I resigned much earlier. I think yeah, there's not much to go on.
Okay, okay. So there's a saying that goes something like Atari does not give you points. So just because you can Atari something doesn't mean that you have to. So a much more calm move would have been something like this. So now how many liberties do both of these groups have? 1, 2, 3,
And that
1, 2, 3,
three.
4. So 3 and 4 liberties. So neither of them are going to get captured anytime soon. This is totally behind your lines, and this only has 2 liberties. So all of white is in danger, and none of black is in danger. Compare it to this. This has 3 liberties, so safe enough. But this has 2 libs, and this has, again, it has enough, but it would reduce at any time. Now over here, black has a cutting point. Cutting points are dangerous. Yep, you left a cutting point, so he managed to get into that. So your best move over here would have been what? Can somebody give me choices?
C4.
Okay, choice number one. Anybody else has choices? So what did I just?
G5. G5.
G5. Okay. So what did I just say is bad? Cutting point. So this is another important move. If black does not play over there, white will do this. And now this gets captured. And after this gets captured, what happens? All of this white is one big group. Now next you said was A. White can still do this. How will you respond as black?
Mm.
So no matter what black does, this is white's best move. Okay, now you have heard that certain ways you play stone, they have some shapes. So this is called an empty triangle. So this is an empty triangle. Try not to make this shape in your games. There's almost always a better move.
Okay.
So one theoretical reason why this is not too good is
So the triangle formed when E2 is played by black is not bad because it connects, but when it's empty, it's wrong.
yes, when empty, it's wrong. It's not wrong. It's just bad. So how many liberties does this group have? It has 6 liberties,
The 6 liberties.
and adding one new stone gives it only one more liberty. This has 7 liberties. Normally, if you had extended like this would give you 2 more liberties. So this is making your group much safer and also letting you expand more on the board. So always try to play a bigger shape rather than a clumped up shape like this. Alright, let's try to look another game. Okay. Yeah, you don't have to Atari just because you can Atari. Some other choices could have been make your shape bigger. Make your shape bigger the other way. Make your shape bigger over here. The bigger your shape is, harder it is to capture. We can just see some continuations if you had played one of these. So let's say white continues over here. Now this pot over here and over here, both of these are very bad for black. They are both cutting points. So suppose black tries to make sure that his corners group is safe. Now you can do this. This is now double Atari. Both of these stones, you can capture one of these two, no matter what black does now. Suppose you had gone down here. Black will try to save himself and you can chase him down. Now black have no left to run to. If you try to run away here, you block him. These 3 are as good as captured. Now if you think your top right group is becoming a bit too small, do this. His one stone is about to get captured. He will try to save it. And now you try to capture his other stone. He have no other options. Now you can go chase it down. So try to play from your strength. Over here, you have created a brand new group. Whenever you make a new group, the opponent will probably make one of his weak groups stronger. So now his F7 group, this has become stronger. And now that has become stronger, what happened to you? This and this and this. Three groups have now become weaker. And you have to choose which one you want to save. Alright, small exercise. How many liberties does group A and group B have?
Group B has
Same
two
amount,
liberties.
too, right?
Right,
Yeah,
Same amount.
two, and A has two liberties.
right. They both have two liberties. So, and it is also black's turn. So since black can move first, he can get rid of your liberty first. So which means black can capture you first. If you try to capture black now, black will win the capturing race. So this is a easy way to find out should you try to capture something. If you can see that your group is getting captured first, don't even start it because the opponent will win. So here you made a cutting point for yourself and black exploited that, captured. Okay, that's mostly it. Okay, does somebody else want to show their games? Give me your username, then I'll open up your history. Kanan was asking why not G5. No, I don't
I
know.
think this was in the first game review.
At what point,
I
I'm not
think when
sure.
you're talking about invading at the like around like the C corner, like what do you do? The options A, B, C, D. Where we were talking about that, right? I think he sent a chat around that time, I guess. Yeah, at this point, yeah.
Why not G5? Okay, so let's see. If black had played G5, what would white do? Okay, so this is not too close to his wall, and black have two directions he can run off to. So I would say a G5 is also good because if white says I want this corner, black goes the other way. If white wants to take this corner, white goes that way. So this is also a good move. And over here, white will have to block this off, or else, let's say, black does this. Now this is all connected together, and there's no way white can kill all of this. Yeah, so G5 was also a good possibility. So there is a term called MIAI, MIAI, which means if you do one thing, I'll do the other, or vice versa. So over here, G7 and G3 are MIAI for black and white. If white plays on G3, black plays on G7, and the other way around.
So even in an original game, Atari doesn't always lead to a point because I read somewhere that when you capture a stone, that even let a point is always added to your
Yeah,
score, including the territory. So that's not always the case, or that's a false statement or something.
That is always the case. So this says you have captured 4 stones, so you will be getting 4 more points at the end. Territory plus
Okay.
captures.
Yeah.
Okay, who else wants to have the games reviewed? Say
I
waiting.
think Jayesh and I had a game around, I think yesterday, I guess. I think we can review that. Let me check my this thing, my history. Home.
Okay, yeah,
You found it?
yeah.
Huh.
Okay, over here, Jayesh is saying that he's gonna capture this much of the board, while you're saying that you're happy with the third line. Third line is safer, but you can see the opponent is being aggressive. Okay, you want to take that corner. Ah, so what's this shape called?
I think.
Empty triangle.
Yep, correct. So empty triangles, not good. I would have much rather like to see black do this. Now, time for another name. This kind of a shape. This is called the tiger's mouth. This is a very good shape. So try to make this shape in your game. Now, what does it do in this game over here? This white stone is surrounded on 2 sides. It just has a tiny corner where it can expand into. It also has only 2 liberties. So if white doesn't do anything for that, it's now in Atari and about to get captured. Another reason why is the tiger's mouth good, because this space in the center of the mouth, white can never play there because it'll be self Atari. So tiger's mouth, good shape. Empty triangle, bad shape. Even if you can't really formalize why this is good and bad, just try to follow these guidelines. Try to make good shape, and you'll automatically find yourself winning more games for some reason. Okay, black is making sure that this white can't run away. Alright. Group 1 and Group 2, how many liberties each?
Group two has one, two, three liberties, and group one has only two liberties.
Right. So even if white starts playing first, black can capture white. So white shouldn't even try to save that. Okay, you're putting yourself in Atari. Right, so all of these moves are not good. You're playing inside his area and there's no chance that any of this can survive. Like this move, it is one move away from being captured itself. What would you rather try to do? Try to make sure that this area is yours. So probably a better move over here would be something like this. With this, what are you telling black? I want this to be mine. Okay, that's the end. Okay, let's see if Jayesh has any games. Okay, he played with me a couple of times and with Raghu a couple of times. Let's check this match. Vijesh, try to go for corners first. Over here, corners first. Because it is easier to capture corners than sides of the corner. Why do I say that? So suppose you want to capture a bit of this corner. How many stones do you need? Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4. You need 5 moves to capture 4 points in the corner. Now let's say you want to capture 4 points over here. How many moves will that take you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this has cost you twice the number of moves to capture the same number of area. That's why I say capturing the side, the corner is much easier than the side, which is easier than the center.
Correct, correct.
Another point is that you want to try to spread yourself on the board. So maybe something like this. You are getting more coverage over the board. So over here, maybe you can get a feeling that probably this is under you. Like this, maybe only this much is under you. Yeah, so for the game to have properly ended, you have to close up all the edges. So if you do this, now this area is under white. And you can check the score. So this is white and that is black. Since you left an edge open, the score could not be counted. Okay, let's check another game quickly. Then we'll come to a bit of the theory. Do you have any game that in particular you want to get reviewed?
No, nothing in particular.
Okay, anybody else from this list? Do you want any game reviewed?
Well, we can check Jayesh's win on me. There is one there, right after
Alright.
the one we just reviewed.
And in all these things where I'm clicking on review games, all of this is saved. If you open up your game history, you can see the review link. So everything that I'm marking down right now, all of this is getting saved. Okay, good. Over here, white is threatening to poke into you and split you apart, and you are preventing that from happening, so that's good. Also good. So over here, what kind of a shape has black made? He has made 2 tigers' mouth. So that makes me happy. And over here, white can see that he has a cutting point. If black plays there, he'll get double ataried. So white protects himself. So this also makes me happy. Black again saving his cutting point, which is good. So if white had wanted, he could now have exploited your cutting point like this. Black, how do you respond?
My idea at the time was H4 Atari, but
H4. Then white would probably do this.
uh,
And now we have come to what's called a ko. So this I had not mentioned before, but this is the last rule of Go. It's about Ko's, K-O. So since white has captured black like this, black cannot immediately capture white back. It'll say the game would be repeating. So that is not allowed in Go. So how can black manage to get the stone back? Because it is a pretty important one. Does anybody have any clues?
Play elsewhere, right? For the
Right. So
position to.
normally what would happen is black would play somewhere else. And if,
Yeah, probably F5 here because that is in risk of being captured.
so if black plays f5, white will just save his stone back. So that doesn't work. So let's say something a bit more threatening. If black plays this. With this, what is black threatening to do? Black is threatening to come into this area and take away all of this. So that is a pretty big threat. White doesn't want that to happen, so white may, let's say, block it. And now black can take this back. Now white wants to take that stone back again. What can white do? So now white has to play something which forces black to respond over there. So let's say white plays this. Black doesn't want his stone to get captured, so he saves it. And now white can capture this back. Black, what would you play now to make force white to respond?
Um,
How about
cut at B5,
if
maybe?
I, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
All right. Rajesh, so right now, do you want to go ahead with capturing this stone also? Or do you think that this threat is big enough that you have to respond here?
Um, B7, B5 is not a big threat, but if you want to make an immediate threat, F5 would be a much more suitable option.
Okay, so now what happens is white says b5 doesn't threaten me, haha, and I'll go ahead with my attack. So white does this now. So now black can manage to follow up with this thing. So now black can just do something else.
C4 is enough.
Yeah, just because you can Atari doesn't mean you have to Atari.
Okay.
White plays this, and now black has to respond. If black doesn't do this, he gets captured. So this is what was called a co-fight. People keep playing on the other part of the board, forcing the opponent to respond, and then you take back that one stone that you really wanted. So that was a co-fight. Alright, what happened here? Alright, so another very common terminology, Hane, Hane. That means playing around a stone. So this is a Hane because you are playing around the stone like this. So white Haned, black cut, white Ataried, black extended, white extended, and black has gotten surrounded. Now over here, how many liberties does group 1 and group 2 have?
Group 2 has 2 and group 1 has 3.
Right. So if black plays first, now they are both at 2 and 2. Now it's white's move. Black only has one liberty, white has two liberties. So there is no way black can win this capturing fight. So I had given a link of a book in the chat earlier in this week, the volume 1 of Janice Kim. So there is a chapter about how to figure out about capturing races. So again, this move, empty triangle. So right now this shape has how many liberties? 2.
Only had 2 liberties.
How many liberties does this shape have?
Just one.
It's still 2.
Oh,
1 and
two.
2.
Okay, sorry. One, two. Okay.
So playing this move didn't help you live anymore. So it was as good as passing. Any particular questions anyone has about this game? So what happened here also was a small capturing thing. That's it.
Um,
Yeah.
Instead of like focusing on the ACOM in the left hand corner, why didn't um, uh, invade? There was like a few options where he could have invaded E2 E3 and maybe capture the lower front as well. So
Okay. At what point?
nearing the end of the game before he was connecting. Yeah,
Right.
here, like not here, exactly before like extending E3. Yeah, yeah, at this point, yeah,
So you mean black can do e3?
yeah, so yeah, something like that. Maybe making sure. Not at this point. There was a like I saw an opportunity where he could have just making sure that both the white groups were not connected.
Let's find.
It was near the end, but I'm not sure at exactly which. I didn't notice at exactly which point.
So over here, I would say
Yeah,
that
yeah,
it's
yeah, something around like at this point. Yeah.
so at this point, no matter what black does, white is connected. If black plays
Okay.
this, white can capture. All of this is connected. If white black does something else, it is still connected.
Okay.
No
So I
matter
thought
what.
I saw an
Yeah,
opportunity over at the corner.
yeah. By now it's too late. There could have been a chance. Even this is too late. So after white connects like this and make sure he does not have any cut points, it's too late to cut into white now. Okay, so we'll call that enough for the reviews. Let's do a little bit of theory. Okay, here are a big bunch of simple problems. They're all labeled from A to M. So we'll go over that one by one, and maybe you'll have a better understanding of how to live or why does something live. So all of them are tell me who's alive. Is black alive? So let's try A first. So when I ask question, is black alive?
Is it
Then
black to play or white to play? Black to play, right?
right. So that is precisely the answer. If it
No,
doesn't
black
matter,
to play. I mean, like, is black starting or white
right.
starting?
So if black have to play first and then he lives, then that means that the situation is still undecided. If we can say that even if white plays first, black can survive, then we say the group is alive already.
I see. I see.
So the situation can be either it's undecided, alive, or dead. When do we say a group is dead? Even if black gets to play first, white is dead, black is dead. That means the whole group is dead. So let's say group A. So what is the status of this group right now?
Um,
Undecided, alive, or dead?
Alive.
it's
No, no, no.
No, it's undecided because if black plays exactly at G14, then it might be alive. If white plays at G14, it's the whole group is dead. So,
Correct.
uh, yeah.
So group A is undecided. So if black gets to play here first, white cannot capture the group anymore. If white gets to play there first, no matter what black does, the group is captured. So group A is undecided. How about group B? Undecided, alive or dead?
Group this. Group B is black is alive. So whatever white does, black plays within the group and just uh, make sure it's alive, I guess.
Does anybody have a different answer?
H18 and black
B
is
looks
alive.
undecided. B looks undecided.
Okay,
H18 seems to decide that.
correct. So group B is also undecided. So suppose if black says he's alive and he does something else, and now white plays over here. So no matter what happens later, black will always get captured. So whoever said that black was alive, do you think that black can still survive over here? Can he get two eyes like this?
No, I don't think so.
So if black keeps passing, white will keep filling up from the inside. If black tries to capture, now what should white play?
White play, I think H18. Yeah, that would
Yep.
be.
So if white plays here, comes back to the same situation as group A. So group B and group A right now are the exact same shape. So A is undecided, B is undecided. Let's try C. C, yeah, this one. So was undecided, alive or dead?
Uh,
Undecided.
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 Okay, so suppose if white had played first, where would white play?
White would play R16.
Right. Black tries to capture, but he gets captured instead. And if black had to play, where would black play?
R16. That would
Yep,
take ensure it the group has two eyes.
correct. So there is a very common Go saying, the opponent's best move is my best move. So both of the sides wants to play on this vital point. So over here there's another term in Go called vital point. Whoever plays there first usually gets a huge advantage. And you can probably also see that all of these shapes, they devolve into each other. So if white plays here, this devolves into this triangle shape. And if black had done this devolves into the straight shape. Alright, C is done. How about D?
D is also undecided.
Okay, what's the vital point?
Y25.
Yep. And this is exactly the same as,
Exactly the same as A.
yep.
There's two eyes here.
So 3 in a line is equal to 3 in a line over here. How about E, group E?
That's P25. That's the main point.
That's the vital point. So
Yep,
it's still undecided. So
correct. Group F.
It's alive, right?
So if black plays somewhere else, can white play something to kill it no matter what? If white tries to play inside, black can do this. Now there's no way white can play here and here. Same if white does this, black can play here. No matter what white does, can't do anything else. Alright, so now what's the situation of this group of the top left?
Black is always alive.
Black is alive.
So if black passes now and plays somewhere else, what should white play? It is not alive.
White should play A25.
Nope. Black will do this, and now he has two eyes. So come back to that go saying, opponent's best move is my best move. So
Oh,
where did black play to live?
B25.
Yep. So if white plays over there, what happens? Black wants to capture white, but white can capture black. If black does this, white again captures black. So at this point, black is alive. Even if black passes, black. What just happened? So if black plays somewhere else, white can play here. But if black passes again, now black only has one eye. And black is dead. Alright, group G.
Hmm.
Right, suppose you were white. Where would you like to play?
A20.
A20. And now if you were black, what would you play? Or would you still say that you're alive and play somewhere else? So if black plays somewhere else, what can white now do?
Um, Play A19.
Correct. And now no matter what black does, he cannot get two eyes. So what should black have done here?
Hero play A19, and
Yep, he
there's already
plays.
one go, and whatever white does, it it
Yep,
can't live.
white can't capture both of these spaces at the same time. So at this point, black is alive. Now it is undecided. Whoever plays here first captures the whole group. If black plays first, he lives. If white plays first, black is captured. Alright, group H.
So there's two vital points in here. It's A14 and B15. So yeah, those are the two vital points I can figure out.
So suppose black thought he was alive. Where should white play?
A14.
Yep. And now suppose black does this. How does white respond?
White response not A15. Yeah,
Black has played A15
yeah.
and
B15, sorry.
right. So
This is
now
B14.
no matter what black does, he's captured. So A15 did not work. Can black do something else to try and live? Suppose black does this. Now what should white do?
Hmm.
A15.
Correct. And what is this exactly the same as? It was the same as this shape. An L shape, an L shape. So even though this space is bigger by 1, they devolve into the same shapes. If white plays here, this becomes this shape. If black plays here, white can do this, and they devolve into this small L shape. Alright, next. So we say that H is also undecided. Whoever plays first will capture the whole thing. If black plays here first, now no matter what white does, white can't capture it. If white had played here first, no matter what black does, white will capture it. Now group I. Undecided, alive or dead.
Dead. It's dead, right?
Any other
I.
answers?
They cannot make two eyes. I think something like that. Black cannot make two eyes.
Yeah, in any case, black can't do two eyes, so black is dead. What a
Suppose black plays here. Now what's the situation?
um if
B8 is where white
yeah,
should play then.
B8 white place, B8
Correct.
the A8 A8 sorry A8 then sorry
So if
white plays A8 then black plays B8 then
and
one
black is alive.
oh, black is alive.
But if
Okay, yeah, so
white had played over here, now no matter what black does, he's captured.
okay.
And what if this shape is equivalent to? Equivalent to this shape.
Yeah, same as C.
Okay, now let's get into the more interesting ones. J.
It's undecided.
Okay, so let's say black had passed. Where should white play to kill it?
Um, E1, yeah, E1 would be a first move.
E1. H1 then. There's a lot of space for black.
So what would be a valiant defense for black? Where could he try play and try to live? Let's say he does this. Where should white play?
F1
Correct. And suppose black does this. What does white do?
plays H1.
Correct. Now white has played that. Black is captured. And what does this shape look like?
This
Exactly
one
the same
looks
as this
like
one.
ABC.
Because if white plays over here, he it is again similar to what happened up here. Alright, so J is undecided. Where should black play to be sure that he's alive?
E1. No, not E1. It start with H1, then go
Yep.
F1.
So
After white plays,
oops. Okay, so if black plays H1, if white tries to come inside, black can do this and make two eyes.
yeah.
Alright, next. K.
Mm. Black is alive. No, not black is not alive. Black is alive. Yeah.
Does anybody else have a different answer? Suppose black passes.
What
What?
if we play P1, right?
Correct. White plays on
Then it
p1.
becomes a false I think.
Yes. So if black plays here, white can save. No matter what black does, white can eventually capture him.
Okay. Still undecided.
So what should black play to live?
He won.
P1.
Yep, p1. So now no matter how many moves white gets for free, he can't capture black.
Can you explain what's a false eye? I get confused with it.
Okay, all sides. Okay, I'll show an example after we're done with all of these.
Okay, okay.
Okay, problem L.
Hmm.
If you want a clue, L changes into K.
Yeah, V1. V1 would be where white plays. If black thinks it's alive, V1
All right,
plays. Then
and now let's say black does this. So does white still have to respond to anything, or is it now dead?
yeah, just plays what V2. It cuts. Yeah.
Yep, and no matter what black does, there is no space for two eyes. And what kind of a shape is this? This is like a T shape, which we have seen where else? Over here.
Mm,
So over here, the vital point is V1. If black plays here, now what can white do and try and kill it?
mm, Either T1 or X1, which way you can play. Yeah.
So suppose white plays here. Can black
Like
live?
Yeah. He
I
plays
play
X.
X1 right?
Yep.
Both sides.
So this is
So
a,
either I is blocked, the other side will have an answer.
yeah. And what was the term I said is for this?
It's alive.
Me, I, my,
Mi. So if
me,
white
I.
plays here, black plays here, or vice versa. And this shape is exactly the same as this shape. So over here, black has five spaces under him. Let's say we give black one additional space up here. So undecided, alive or dead.
It,
I mean, an extra liberty is still alive, right?
it's still alive. Yeah. It would be still. It would be still undecided. Yeah.
So suppose black,
Even if like, if black passes, then white plays Z9. Then
let's say,
black tries to block it with, yeah, 10. Then white tries to, no, white tries to cut off with yeah, Y9.
why
And
not?
would, well, Z tries to protect its territory with
All right.
uh,
So
Z12. And it still covers it. It just white loses part of its group. And then
all right. So you said after Z9, white plays Y9. So black plays this, and according to
yeah,
you, black is dead.
yeah, Z13 would be a good move.
So Z13, black does this.
Okay.
So let's come back to here. What should white play?
Z12.
Right. Z12. Now let's say black does this.
Now white. Now white. Y9.
Yep, all right. So we have seen that this part of the puzzle is like this, where white had
Okay.
to where white had to honey underneath, and this part of the puzzle is like this one. It's like a small triangle. It's also a small triangle. So even M is undecided. So in total, we have seen that F is alive, I is dead, and everything else on the board is undecided. So let's just do last three as a test. This should be pretty simple now that you have done all of these problems. Let's say A, undecided, alive or dead.
Undecided.
Vital point is
Z25.
correct. All right. B,
Mm,
Undecided.
vital point,
E25.
correct.
E25, C25.
Yep.
Both are good options.
After E25, black lives. And finally, C.
W by it's it's undecided. Vital point is W1.
Correct. Black plays here. Can't get captured. Black passes. White does this, and now black only has Z1 as his one eye. Okay, so I think most of you should have understood a little bit about how something is alive or dead and what you need for it to be alive. So just some more terms. So this shape, this is called a bulky 5. Bulky 5 is a dead shape. It's an undecided shape. If white managed to play first, that is dead. If you want to have some more information about this kind of a thing, then there is a very good blog called Sensei's blog. This is where a lot of us got our initial theory information from. So this is about killing shapes. All of these shapes are undecided. If you see these shapes, whoever plays there first will usually win. So like we saw the small triangle, this is the vital point. The bulky 5, this is the vital point. All of the shapes have a vital point. Why doesn't our square have a vital point? Because it's dead. Doesn't have a vital point. Okay, so that's it for the theory part of this. So what I usually do is I always have one tab open with some sort of puzzle happening on it. All of you can also set the same on your browsers. There is a very good site called black2play.com.
Yeah, I got that link from Soumya, so I've been using it
Yeah,
sporadically.
so the first time you open up this page, it'll set you down as a total beginner. Like you can see over here, level beginner. And as you keep getting your answers correct, it'll keep making the problems harder and harder. You can also see your history down here. So whenever you have 1 or 2 minutes free, open up the site and try to do 1 or 2 problems. Okay, we are done for the theory part. Now are people free enough to play some games?
I can play again.
I may be available for a game. Yeah, it's already like 2 a.m. here, so
Okay, who wants to play Abhishek? Raghu, Jayesh, Harish, Reeves.
I'm up for a game.
Okay, even Jayesh is free. So, okay, Abhishek and Raghu can play. Who wants to play Jayesh? Sarthak, you free?
Yes.
Okay, Jayesh and Sarthak, two of you can play. Sarthak, give him some handicap. After he starts winning, then you can reduce the handicap. And Harish versus Aziz. Are you two online? Harish, Aziz.
Challenge received. Game started.
Right, so we'll just watch your game for a while.
Abhishek, can you mute your microphone?
yeah, sure.
Alright, Aziz traveling fine.
Uh, Aziz, are you online?
Aziz is traveling right now, so he can't play.
Okay,
Okay, Harish, you can send me an invite.
sure, sure.
So over the next week, try to get as many games as you can for 9 by 9. Then we'll start exploring the 13 game. And also, if you all have some more time, you can also read volume 1 of the Janice Kim book. Everything that I have mentioned today, everything's given nicely in that book.
It says cannot play a game with a rank difference of greater than 9.
Set your match as unranked and maybe 4 handicap. I'll send it to you. Okay.
Hmm.
So you should not pass till all of your edges are closed. Make sure your area is totally closed, it has no holes in it.
Hey Raghu, I'm done for the day. It's already 2 a.m. here, so I'm just gonna go sleep. Is that fine?
If you stay on another 5 minutes, I can show you an example of fall size.
Oh yeah, sure.
Okay, so give me a minute, I'm setting up the board. Harish, let's pause our game and I'll show what a fall size is.
Yeah. Do you want me to resign or?
That's fine, I'll then. We can review this later. Alright, so this is the situation. What do you think the status is right now? Alive, dead, or unresolved? Undecided. White has a lot of space inside him. So let's make it into something easy that we have seen before. If it's like this, then is white alive, dead, or undecided? Any guesses? Right now, I would say white is alive. Black plays here, white in play here, white has two eyes, right? You can see my screen, right? Hello? Am I audible?
You are
Yeah, I
audible.
can. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so right now, white is alive. No matter what black does, white can get two eyes, right? Now, in this situation, what do you think it is? So let's say black still plays there. Where would white play? If white still tries to do this, where can black play right now? Suppose black passes. White can do this and white have two eyes, right? What if black had played there? White can capture this. Now black can play on the outside and white have to save this, right? So white actually only has one eye. Where did his other eye disappear off to? Since black played here, white had to fill up the space that would normally have been his eye like this. So this is what's called a false eye. This space or this space looks like an eye. But if black plays on the correct spot, it is no longer an eye. And that's it. That's an example of false eye. If you see more examples, you can go to Sensei's blog and check out more examples. This example I pulled was from the blog. Okay, so that's it for today. Does anybody else have questions? Nope. Okay, so play more games and I'll see you all next week then.
See you
Thank
next
you.
week. Thanks for the
Yeah.
Yep.
session.
Bye bye.
Thanks.
Good night, guys.